Welcome to Wise Mac podcast. Today, I, Dr. Vanita Agarwal, am going to speak upon the topic what are the steps to follow in order to become a successful entrepreneur in India. This is Wise Mac podcast. This will also be telecast on YouTube channel L Strategy. My request is to kindly subscribe this channel. The link is given below this video. I am CEO and founder of Law Strategic Advisors, and I, in last 1 year, have floated 3 core businesses. And therefore, here I am sharing the steps to become a successful entrepreneur, and particularly in India. An entrepreneur, what is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business, innovative idea, bearing most of the risks and enjoying most of the rewards. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. As per latest trends, the scope of entrepreneur is extended to being seen as an innovator, so someone bringing a new business idea, a source of new ideas, goods, services, and businesses or procedures. Something that entrepreneurship or rather industryness is an inborn trait or sometimes legacy by family business or history. But in addition to all the gifts or talents that a person is born with, one can acquire expertise with willpower, good preparedness, and persistence. So nothing is impossible if you are determined to become an entrepreneur. One thing is for sure, entrepreneurship is 99% methodology and 1% that craziness to accomplish your business, to make it happen. Of course, the craziness quotient might be behind making a business idea quote unquote genius. Still, without a method or a procedure for proper execution, it will properly fall miserably. Even if the 1% is indeed a pure genius, it needs the following to transform it into a commercial success. And what is following? I'm just going to give you a few key points. Number one, which is to be taken care, is do your proper market research and validation. So suppose you have an idea and you want to develop it into a business, then you need to research the market to determine if there are real customers for your product or the service idea. If you skip this all essential step, in all likelihood, you might end up with a business that has very few customers and therefore very less revenue earning. So make sure that your product or services solves a real pain point of customers and genuine demand and space for it in a market. For example, Uber Cabs recently started their hourly based service for to and fro journey. Now they were looking at the segment of those people who have to go to a single destination, spend some hours there and come back. They do not want to book Uber again and again. So single cab service is convenient to them. Second one is, creating a prototype or minimum viable product. Now, you have done your market data research and you have that data, which tells you that yes, your product has the potential to sell well. Then what is the next step? Next step is to flesh out the product in a concrete form by creating a prototype or a minimum viable product, which in short term is known as MVP. For startups looking for seed funding, having an MVP will help you acquire financing. Even if you do need external funding resources, creating an MVP will help you a lot in practical terms. It saves you on large investments for the first trial. Third part, after you have done your market research and you have created a prototype, Then the next very mandatory requirement in India is to register your business, and I think it must be there in other countries as well. So if you have hired freelancers, for example, to create your MVP, which is minimum viable product, it is safer to register your company first. But remember always to make them sign NDA, which is non-disclosure agreement, and IP transfer agreements. This world is, more treacherous than you can imagine. Many have learned it very hard way. First agreements, then anything else. I have heard so many stories from business school students, from IT students that created a project report. And when they wanted to develop into a business and they approached the companies, they asked them to present this whole report. And they actually revealed every step of their business, every core point of their business. And finally, they came to know that the idea is already stolen and developed by the company in their with their own team. So they asked me, how what do we do? So the answer is prepare a project report for such meetings and highlight only the key points, the inputs and the outputs. Do not give the stream, the core central processing unit part. And when you register your business in India, there are a couple of options open to you. The primary ones I'm listing here. For example, the first one is sole proprietorship. You are the sole owner of such a business, but it also means that you will have to cough up the potential money in case of lawsuits, besides paying legal representation and other legal fees from your pocket. The upside is that legal compliances are easy and quick. Second option, which is much better and opted by many individuals, is limited liability partnership, also known as LLP. Individual liabilities are lesser in such a business formation, but you would also need at least one partner or co-founder, a reliable one, who has to be there in formation of and in preparing the papers for registration. The reliability of partners can make or break the success of your enterprise. LLPs, and in other countries they are known as LLCs, give you the perfect balance between liability, funding potential, compliance, and related responsibilities. Tax structure is also simple in LLPs. Third type of company that you can go for registration is private limited company. This type of business organization happens to be a legal entity of its own. The VCs prefer to invest in firms already registered as a private company. However, the right investor will be willing to work with you even if your business organization is a private company. The great flip side in this kind of formation is a significant legal compliances it involves. And then, after you have registered your company, you have obtained the authority letter, the letter of registration, the certificate of registration under Company Act. Then you also have to apply for PAN, which is a tax registration number, TAN, GST. These are mandatory documents that you should apply for, and for applying to all these documents you need the basic Aadhaar number, which I suppose everyone already has after he or she is turned 18 years. Next comes to open a current bank account. So you need to open a current account in the name of your company and business, where both or the main primary stakeholder, primary partner can be the account holder. And obviously, to open this current account, you again need PAN, TAN, and GSTI proofs. Then, after doing these formalities, basic formalities, you have to make a business plan. Remember the good old quote: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it is that simple. It is always true, especially in business. And business plan making services are rarely personalized enough to be of actual benefit. Therefore, it is a far better idea to take the pain to go through the cumbersome process yourself because you understand your business idea better than anybody else. And it would be if you hire any professional to do that, it is as if you are dictating the person to write down the project and he will just be putting it in right format. Besides starting the path forward, it will give you invaluable insights into your own business, mainly what your business is all about. And believe me, while making such business plans, many ideas are further evolved and you may inculcate or include such ideas while making the business plan. Next part, today's is a technology world. Nothing is done without IT infrastructure and IT support. So get the IT infrastructure in place. Now, what does it mean? It means that you have to have a digital presence because these days rarely you will find a business which is without an IT component. So first thing is important that your company should have a digital presence apart from a certificate of registration. Everyone looks around for goods and services on Google, on internet, on a commercial side, e-commerce side. It is therefore significant to have your virtual address. That is, you have your website displaying your products and services or pricing in case that is a relevant part, and contact. If some customer is interested in your product and services, how can he contact you? And then the infrastructure, for example, if you need PCs in your shops or the cloud computing instances that handles the working of your SaaS service, both are IT based requirements and depends from business to business model. You need to ensure that IT infrastructure is perfectly in place and it is properly maintained annually. Be discerning and be on the watch for the great deals that combine service and support. Now, the next step is chart out a marketing plan. Marketing a product is as important as developing a product. You are sitting tightly on your desk alone with your product or the service is not going to help. You need to display it before people. You need to outreach customers as much as possible. And how would you do that? You need to use marketing tools. Now, these marketing tools can be digital, which is 99% of the marketing done in today's world. So you need to have social media marketing. You need to have a marketing maybe manager, a marketing agent who goes from place to place and handles meetings, handle clients, explaining the products like medical representatives, visit hospitals. So you need to find out the target market and market your product or service. However, keep in mind that there can be many kind of marketing ways. It can be creating events where you promote your product or service, placing video ads, and collaborating events, and so many more. Then comes active response system. Now you have everything in place. You have a website, you have a product, you have a marketing plan, and you are having a team who is working on each and every aspect of your business. And now suppose a client approaches you. So you should have an active response system that whenever a customer or client approaches you, then you have a response system either instantly and immediately or within 24 hours, because the interest of visitor in such a vast internet world declines fast. He can move on to next service provider. Then creating and managing payment solutions. After all, your business is not for charity. Even if it is charity, you would be asking for donations. So every business includes some sort of payment. You need to be ready with a payment gateway solution, how you are going to accept payments, what are the modes of payments for your customers, be it a credit card or a wallet service or a net banking, such kind of, and what are the possible discounts if they are bulk purchasing, what are the different payment gateways which are domestically viable and which are internationally viable, because not every service is allowed to work for international payments as per RBI guidelines. And in all this process, you need to have as a backup a CA professional or a CA firm who will take care of your all tax related nuisance. They will maintain your balance sheets, your books, pay your taxes on time, and GST. That's about it for today. I sincerely hope your business thrives and you will be able to become a successful entrepreneur in future. Please do not forget to subscribe the Strategic channel. The link is given below this video. Drop in a like and drop in your comments. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.